Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? I just want to pop on to let you guys know that if you are interested, they are televising the final funeral for Representative John Lewis. Representative John Lewis passed away earlier this month from pancreatic cancer. He is survived by his family and his loved ones. Representative John Lewis, in case you don't know, he is a civil rights icon. He was born in 1940 in Alabama, and he lived, like I said, until 1920 a couple of days ago. His funeral is being televised. The title of the thumbnail says 80 seconds, 80 bills, and that is because his church, um, the Ebenezer Baptist Church, which was once the center of the civil rights movement. That is where he is being. His funeral is being put on today, and they run 80 bills for 80 seconds in honor of Representative Lewis. Like I said, is also the epicenter of the civil rights movement. He's going to be utilized by former President Barack Obama, also Presidents Bush, George W. Bush. I love to call him W, as well as Bill Clinton. They are going to attend the services today. John Lewis, I think that. Good morning, Desiree. How you doing? I wanted to mention this to you guys, to anybody that's listening, because the service is televised, and I wanted to mention that also because today, if you are watching the service, if you're not familiar with the Black Church, the majesty and the grandiosity that the Black Church once was, what it once symbolized for the Black community, you're going to see that today at the service. And that is why I want to hop on and let you guys know, for anybody that's interested, for anybody listening to this video a little later on, if you could go back and watch some of the service, online or whatever. Especially a lot of young people don't even realize what the Black church once symbolized. Okay. And a lot of young people today, even if you go to church, you don't realize what the Black church once was. The Black church once was the bedrock, the moral compass of the Black community. We don't have that moral compass anymore, because long ago the Black church was corrupted and infiltrated by darkness. And that is what, if you go to church, it's only the remains of what is left of what is considered, once the Black church. We don't have church, and it doesn't mean what it used to mean to the Black community anymore, unfortunately. But I wanted to mention it, like I said, today, because you will witness, if you watch this, the grandiosity of what the Black church once was. And what it once was a symbol of, not only was it a moral compass, a bedrock, a foundation for the Black community, it was once well, a place where you would go to, recharge and regenerate, after having to deal with, what does 80 bills 80 second mean? 80 bills 80 second. It represented the respect that was being showed via the Ebenezer Baptist Church in honor of Representative John Lewis. They rung 80 bills for 80 seconds to symbolize the life of John Lewis. And he died, he was 80 years old. And so that was what that was for. Do you see what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people hopping on and off. It's only a few. And I think it's unfortunate that we don't pay attention to things like this. We really only want to pay attention to drama. And that's unfortunate. And it is what it is, though. It's life. But if you are interested in ever seeing what the Black church once symbolized, I recommend that you guys watch John Lewis's service today. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say, because like I said, there is nothing like, I grew up in the Black church. And you still okay, Desiree? Thank you, girl. I grew up in the Black church, especially down south. And I know what the Black church used to look like and symbolize. If you wouldn't, anybody, if you didn't go to some church service on Sunday. When I was young, it was a requirement. Yeah, it was like you tell somebody like today, they be like, "What you mean?" And that is what people was once say. If you would say, "I'm not going to church this Sunday," you be like, "What you mean you're not going to church? Like, where they do that at?" You know what I mean? That's what they say. That's the lingo that the young people use today. But that's what it used to be. That's how powerful the black church used to be in the black community. And so we don't have that anymore. And I think it's so unfortunate because, like I said, it was corrupted. Um, I was a way yes, absolutely. It was a way of life. You know what I mean? It was like you was going to it was your big thing for the week. You know what I mean? This it was a must see, a must attend, a must watch, if you will, as it pertains to social media. And so like yeah. And so like I said, it's not what it used to be, but they will we are going to see a glimpse of that today. And I think it's so unfortunate that we as a people have drifted away from so many of our traditions, and embraced such a lower self as it pertains to our people. We don't even require anything from our community today. Is not really. One thing we require is drama. Do you see what I'm saying? And social media has taken place of even jobs. Do you see what I'm saying? Taking place of family and absolute taking place of a moral compass. Do you see what I'm saying? And yes, it's become glamorized. It turned to the dark side, and that is you're right about that, Desiree. I agree. That's why I suggested that people watch this ceremony, even if they want to get a glimpse of what the black church used once, how powerful the church once was. As it pertains to this black community. And so yeah, I really just want to hop on and mention that to you guys because a lot of people don't even look at TV anymore and sure don't look at mass media, but they are televising his funeral. Good morning, Cloud. How you doing? They are televising his funeral, and I'm glad that they're televising. I'm sure a lot of people won't even look at it. Unfortunately, especially a lot of young people. I'm watching the service right now with the volume turned down, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter, Bernice King, which I have been seeing a lot of as of late. She is speaking, and like I said, once again, in case you guys didn't hear me, former President Barack Obama will be eulogizing the services this morning, and the two other presidents are there too. Bill Clinton, of course. Bill Clinton is gonna be there, and W is there. W is there because really Michelle Obama is there. I think that's his wife or whatever. But where Michelle Obama goes, that's where W goes. Okay, if you guys haven't been noticing that. And so yeah, they got an interesting dynamic, but like I said, I just miss the days of the old church, like for real. Not even I miss the it's not, and people don't even understand what the church once was a place where the community came together and you would commune with one another. You would have dinner after church. You would sing together. It was much more. It was about much more than the Bible or even the teaching of the Bible. It was a means of communing with your community, those in your community, your family, and all of that. Because when I was young, you would literally stay in the church all day. You know what I mean? And then after you would be in church all day, you would have your little church dinner, you know, and go home for a little while. And if you was really dedicated, you'd come back for the night service, okay? And still have to get up and go to school or go to work in the morning. And that is how much influence the black church used to have on a lot of communities. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a moral compass. We see today that we no longer have a moral compass in this black community. Clearly, we don't no longer. Yes, all day, honey. You right about that, Desiree. We no longer have a moral compass in this black community in particular. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you see, a lot of the stuff that I wouldn't believe that ever would be going on amongst black people. The way that black men speak derogatorily about black women, the way our families are. you don't even promote the black family anymore, and you don't see any of that, and a lot of that is by design, and unfortunately, a lot of that is because um we got a whole bunch of new Negroes running around here these days. Okay, you believe more in technology. A lot of people don't even believe that there is a God. They would worship. They would rather worship heathenism. Do you see what I'm saying? You have a lot of black people that have the nerve to say they worship Satan or whatever, Luciferians or whatever, which is absolutely ridiculous, especially when it pertains to black people. You know what I mean? And but you have a lot of we no longer, like I said, have a moral compass in this community, and it's unfortunate. And so yeah, it just is what it is. People don't. I hope that one day, um, we could find our way back to some type of moral compass. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think that it will ever be the black church again, because it's been corrupted and infiltrated by madness. And I don't think you can ever go back to what it was, because all of what it was has been pretty much buried, and it never will be that again, and that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? That's what I said. I believe it's what kept me spiritually grounded. Absolutely, Desiree. Thank God for my grandparents. I know that's right. I second that emotion. I was sitting here as I'm watching the funeral, and I'm getting ready to go live, and I was thinking about my grandmama. Because you had to be out your mind if you weren't going to church in this family when my grandmama was alive. You know what I mean? You had to shoot. You be scared not to go to church. You hear about it all week long. You might get popped upside your head. Okay, so but yeah, that's pretty much what I want to mention to you guys. Like I said, if you've never really seen how majestic the black church is and powerful in its glory days, I think they're gonna, you're gonna see a glimpse of that today with Representative John Lewis's funeral being held at Ebenezer Baptist Church, and so many civil rights icon came from Ebenezer Baptist Church, or even just passed through, and not only those that were actively involved in the civil rights movement, but also allies passed through there, and a representation of the allies passing through there today is when you see two sitting presidents attend his funeral, because that's out of respect that is being done. And because like I said, you once not only seen just members and those black people on the front lines of the civil rights movement, you also saw allies as well, and that is what you're also viewing today. And a lot of people don't even realize it, so I want to jump on and just kind of let you guys know that they are televising his funeral. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a good funeral. They have his. I'm watching now, and they have his casket draped in the American flag. I think that is symbolic. Of course you're going to see some symbology going on, and they have. I believe they have his. Well, rightfully so. They have his flag draped with the American flag, because we know that a lot of people, a lot of black people in particular, say that they don't even they have no respect for United States of America because of what has been done to our people. You remember getting baptized when I was 10? That was yeah, child. I done got dumped twice. I got dumped once as a child, then I got dumped once as an adult. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, I think it's symbolism when it comes to, and it's also a sign of respect. I think it was fascinating that what is his name, Donald Trump, made it a point to state that he wouldn't be attending the funeral, and nobody expected him to, because like really, who wants that evil, that horrible energy, at a funeral such as this anyway? So okay, and you know what I mean. And so I was trying to get to the symbolization. The symbolization comes with the flag as it pertains to black people. Like I said, because a lot of black people don't feel that they are a part of the United States of America, and it's unfortunate because you're absolutely a part of the United States of America. Even though you're oppressed, even though you're systematically uh, you know, more than beat down, just systematically oppressing everywhere in this country as it pertains to every type of capitalistic venture, any other type of socio-economic venture, even all the way down to housing and food, and medical care. You know, we are oppressed in this country. We know that. Do you see what I'm saying? And but you still have a right. And then also, a lot of black people are some of the most patriotic people, you know, in this United States of America, because like I said, our blood is in this soil, and we have just as much right to be proud of this country, not the people in the country, but just our accomplishments, our elders' accomplishments in this country. And so we have just as much right to be proud of that as anybody else, you know, more so, if you will, you know, in my opinion. And so, yeah, Klaus said America is more worried about money and symbols, yep, than its people. It would inevitably, yep, you're right. We've seen it before. We saw it with the fall of Rome. We saw it with the great fall, the fall of the Roman Empire, Cloud. And so you're absolutely right about that. I absolutely agree. We don't see it again. Every great dynasty is eventually going to fall away. It's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way, you know. And so, yeah, yeah. So I absolutely agree with you there. But like I said, I think I guess that's what that flag symbolizes, and plus he was a in service to this country. You know that he was a congressman, and like I said earlier, he was a civil rights icon. So he absolutely has been a servant of this country, a public servant of this country. You know, for all of his adult life. Do you see what I'm saying? And that is something to be proud of, because I pride myself as when I was working, and even when I volunteered, as being in service to my people, being in service to people, to being in service of benefiting or trying to help people. You know, all people. It is a noble gesture, in my opinion, and I have always been proud to serve in any capacity as it pertains to the community, the country, and so yeah, so that's what that flag symbolizes to me. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, guys, I want to mention that the funeral is going to be televised, and yeah, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I didn't even mean to dwell this deep into it, but you have a right to be proud of the service. You have a right to be proud of a part of this country, even though the country is at a point right now is at an all-time low. You have a right to be proud to be in this country simply because of the accomplishments of your elders. Do you see what I'm saying? And you should never let another race of people make you feel any other way. Do you see what I'm saying? And that is the reason why we will continue to be oppressed in this country, because if this country refuses to atone, not only does it refuse to atone, it refuses to acknowledge of the accomplishments of a whole race of people, that if not for that race of people, this country would not be standing as such as it is today. Do you see what I'm saying? They could not have accomplished what they have accomplished in this country had it not been for us. And so that is something, in my opinion, to be proud of. And that's just how I feel about it. A lot of people don't agree with me, but that's how I feel. Today, you have a lot of people, a lot of black people, unfortunately. The only thing they're proud of is drama. Do you see what I'm saying? Drama and mayhem and chaos and confusion. Do you see what I'm saying? You sold your soul for a few trinkets of silver, and at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, was it really worth it? You know what I mean? And because you sold your soul, you willingly assimilated yourself into this madness. Was it worth it? That's what you have to ask yourself at the end of the day. You see so much ratchet and nonsense going on the internet alone. I'm watching it too, Desiree. I just got the volume down right now, and I'm missing a great song by Jennifer Holliday. I know I am, but yeah, I guess I need to get off here and watch. Do you see what I'm saying? But I really want you guys to know that this funeral service at the end of the day was being televised, and I just wanted you, in case you wanted to watch, like I said, what was once the majesty of the black church, because we don't see that anymore. And I hate that so many. Last time I saw that, they did a wonderful a funeral for George Floyd not too long ago, and I think we witnessed a lot of what the black church once was in that funeral as well, you know. And I think they showed the highest form of respect for Representative John Lewis when they placed his casket in a horse-drawn carriage, and the carriage rode across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and I broke down in tears when I saw that. As a matter of fact, because that is the reason why the thumbnail is such as it is today. If you look at the thumbnail before you click the video, is because when he walked across that Edmund Pettus Bridge protesting for civil rights as well as voting rights, he was beat by state troopers because of that march. And so that is why I put that picture in particular, um, you know, out there. You saw the image of the bridge. Yeah, I saw that. It made me cry. It was absolutely beautiful. And people don't even appreciate, a lot of black people don't appreciate, don't know, don't even understand, don't respect um, what great lengths our elders went through to ensure us the rights that we have, the human rights that we have right today, even though they are violated to the point to where you have protesting even now going on in this country. You know what I mean? They still want to deny us our rights and our human rights. I'm not even going to talk about civil rights. I'm talking about the right that you have as a human being, the right that you have to be given dignity and respect. They even want to violate that, and and they do try. And every time you see somebody protesting about a black man or a black woman that has been murdered by the system of white supremacy racism, you are witness a violation. You are witnessing a violation of your human rights. Okay, the right to be treated as a human being, and that's unfortunate that you have a group of people that are so afraid of you, really afraid of you, that they would perpetrate such horrors upon a whole race of people. Like, what does it say about them? I think it says more about them, uh, says much more about them than it does you. And that's unfortunately, it's unfortunate, and it's really disgusting. But to feel inferior to the point to where you have to commit human rights violations on people is beyond me. It's unfortunate. And that's the only way I know how to say it. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of us have adapted that type of mentality, and we don't even respect our own anymore. And that's unfortunate, as well. But it is what it is. Like I said, we no longer have a moral compass. So, yeah, yeah. And there is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that. And so, like I said, yeah, it's unfortunate. The whole thing is unfortunate. But I'm gonna get off of here, y'all, so I can watch this funeral because I already done missed a little bit of it, and so yeah. Now I'm seeing W flirting with another black woman on the screen. W got something going on with himself. But let me let me get off here so I can see this funeral child. Got Bill Clinton up there. He's real somber right now. He acting right today. I don't see Hillary though, but Bill be showing up to him, girl. We are the That's right, we are the creation of life, and here we are in 2020, still being treated like second class citizens. I agree, Desiree. But you really only it don't matter. It's unfortunate that they feel that they have to treat you as a second class citizen But one thing that I have never done is I have acted or seen myself as a second class citizen. Do you see what I'm saying? And because I know who I am, I would never allow. Uh, yeah, he does. He do. Quiet as it's kept. He loves him some Michelle Obama. I tell you that. Him and Condoleezza Rice used to be real close. But that's a video for another day. Okay. So, because this video ain't about that. So, yeah. I have to do a video about W, though, and the black women's. Child, let me get out here. Woo, I'm gonna get off here, guys, so I can watch the rest of this funeral. Hope you guys will tune in if you get the chance, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You guys have a nice day. Please send prayers and positive energy up to Representative Lewis's family. You know, if you should feel the need to do so, because not only was he a public servant, he also was a part of a family. You know, and a wonderful, wonderful human being, from what I hear, you know, and much respect to him and his family and the Most High God. So you guys have a nice day once again. I'm going to talk to you later. Bye bye. Peace.